experience led you to the role that you now have?
My background's in mechanical engineering, and after graduation I focused on fluid dynamics and heat transfer, and I went over to Purdue University on a Fulbright scholarship. I was there that I got to be part of an industry collaborative research centre, so I got to see firsthand how business-led research can drive innovation. I was actually conducting research into the cooling properties of superhydrophobic surfaces, and my experiments at the time were generating terabytes of data. So while the theory was all heat transfer and fluid dynamics, given the size of the data, and bear in mind this was back in 2010, so we didn't have the luxury of some of the tools that we now take for granted, and the techniques I was using to even extract the data and process it before I could even analyze it were heavily computational and really data science focused. To me, engineering is obviously a very technical and mathematical degree, but its main purpose is problem solving, encouraging you to kind of critically analyze problems, critically analyze the situation from theory first rather than from experience. From both of these combined, my want to kind of solve problems through the use of data made data science both a strong fit for my talents and my career desires.
And what were some of the biggest challenges on your career path?
Nobody wakes up in the morning and wants to buy insurance in the way they want to buy a new phone or a car. They have a separate goal, and the risk mitigation and transfer to enable them to achieve that goal creates so many complexities that both challenge and excite data scientists working in the industry. I think on a personal level, I'm not a natural public speaker. I'd much rather let my work kind of speak for itself, but fostering that ability to explain, convey, and sometimes even convince others of the merits of either your approach or the model that you're using has both been a challenge and key to my career growth. I think the value in explaining your work has driven many of our models, and you've been able to let them be influenced by that interaction.
And how did Aon support you on your career path?
At some companies, you could definitely feel like a small cog in a much bigger machine, and Aon's obviously a very big machine. But Aon puts their analytical specialists right at the heart of what they're doing. I think within my first few months of working at Aon, I was alongside the global head of energy insurance, and even now myself and my team will be directly involved with people like Fergal Collins, the CEO of the ACIA, Steve Petrevsky, the general manager of the data analytics function, and even James Platt, our global chief operating officer. And I guess to perhaps even have a recent graduate in analytics working and getting exposure to a COO of a company just delivers a real profound impact, really reaffirming the impact and value that you as a data professional are having.
And finally, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to grow a career in data science and analytics?
I think for me is to be curious, to focus on the why, and I think if you're at an early stage in your career, to just jump right in technically, but be aware to take a step back and understand the direction you're trying to go to. One thing you can do is essentially put job titles and role levels slightly to the side and just focus on delivering value, and enabling others to gain value from your work.
Thank you very much, Oisín.
Thanks very much, Jenny.